'Twas brillig, and the slimy toes did gyre and gimble in the wabe. Oh, mimsy were the burrows, and the moon grass outgrabe. Okay. Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the Jub bird, and shun the famous Bandersnatch. He took his vorpal sword in hand. Long time the maxim foe he sought. So he rested by a tum-tum tree and stood a while in thought. And in of his thought he stood, the Jabberwock, with eyes to flame, came burbling through the tuggly wood, and burbled as it came. 1, 2, 1, 2, the vorpal blade went snicker-snatch, and with his head he went glumping back. Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my beamish boy. Callooh, callay, he chortled in his joy. 'Twas brillig, and the slimy toes did gyre and gimble in the wabe. Oh, mimsy were the burrows in the moon grass outgrabe. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll.
So now that I recorded myself using my computer on the green screen, I need to find some images that I put on there that you saw. I need the king, I need the castle, and I need forest. I might even try to find a Jabberwocky or something else to add to the background. But I'm going to go to my Bitmoji classroom that we've been using all along for creating green screen. On the last page, I've given this to you before, but this is a great page to get royalty-free images, meaning images you don't have to pay for. You still have to give credit. So when you find an image, you want to make sure you give credit to who did the photo. You can make some credits at the last slide, add a slide or add a title, closing credits on your video. You also, I added this little fun little tidbit here. It's called Remove BG, which is remove your background. That's how I created the king. I couldn't find a king that had a transparent background, meaning just the king with nothing behind him. So I used this little tool that you see in the video on how to remove the background. It still had to be a JPEG in order to have him on the green screen. But this is a fun little website to use to add to your videos. Again, this is advanced green screening. So now I am on my royalty-free images because I don't want to take somebody else's images. I'm going to go to Unsplashed as the first one on the list. I'm going to look for a picture of woods. I want a picture of woods to use in the background. Maybe this one. That looks good. Download for free. I'll do medium. I want to put it in my folder. Hit my 3 dots. Save as. So I'm going to put this on my computer. I'm probably going to open up my virtual lessons. And I have a folder that I'm working on. Let's see. Where's my folder that I'm working on? WeVideo poetry. I'm going to save it in my, I'm going to save it in my WeVideo poetry I have going on. Also want to see if I can find a picture maybe of a castle. Let's go back to that royalty-free website. I also want to copy down the person's name. So remember, it's write down the person's name of photo so you can give credit. That's part of avoiding plagiarism. So I'm going to copy that and save it. So when I put my credits at the end, I can add the person's name to avoid plagiarism. Stealing somebody's work without permission, even a photograph. So now I'm going to see, is there a castle maybe? Maybe I'll use a castle. I'm not sure, but let me grab a castle just in case. And I want a horizontal picture for sure. Or Mark Zimmer. We got to write down the person's name. I'm going to download it. Make sure you save. And again, put this in my folder. There it is. The carrot, I'll do medium. I'm going to go to the 3 dots. I'm going to save as. Put it again in my poetry folder. So there I am up here. I'm on my WePoetry folder. Save it again. Go ahead back to the WeVideo. So I have my green screen layer. I'm going to move that up to the first video. Underneath, I'm going to put my background. Now, I'm not really too sure about because of the way the green screen is. Let's see, I might have to zoom in, which might block, like still have a little bit of green over there, which is ungreen over there. It's not perfect, but I'm going to save my changes so I don't have any background showing. Hopefully that helps. Now I'm going to bring my poetry folder that we started and we're working in. I'm going to right click and I'm going to import here. So I right clicked, let me show you again. I right clicked, import here, and I'm going to grab those folders I just downloaded. WeVideo poetry. I want the background and the castle, and I want the king. Where's the king? Well, the king is not showing up. That might not work. I'll work on that. So now I have the castle. And I'm going to drag my woods over here because I start the first section probably to about there. I'm in the woods with my made up words. I don't see it yet. So I need to click on my green screen. Then okay. So you clicked on the green screen, you clicked on this little person, color keying. Hit your eyedropper. Click my eyedropper on the green. And it erases it. See, I knew this was going to be a problem over here. My green screen wasn't quite wide enough. I might have to zoom in a little bit more, which I wanted my feet, but it is what it is. So that looks pretty good. You can adjust the dials a little bit. You can defringe a little bit, and you could see what happens there. Like if I go all the way over here, you could see it. I'm going to go in here. I might want to try the other side. You could play around. Oh, that looks pretty good right there. And I'm going to save my changes. So now let's see what we have so far. Pretty good. Now I want to cut there, right? Because that is no longer what I want people to see. So I'm going to come back here. I'm going to make sure these are both highlighted because I want the background. So I'm going to play it, and as soon as I stop talking and I pause, I'm going to trim it. Right there. That sounds good. Now I cut it, so this piece I can take away for now. Let me keep playing until I get my new outfit on. I kind of can see it, so I can zoom up so we're not just waiting. And I was trying to get myself positioned. Let's see what I start saying right here. Oh, I even said, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to trim this. Now this part is garbage. I'm going to highlight it and push my delete key and move this back to where I left off of there. I'm going to drag this over. Now, it still has too much of this, that corner there. So I'm going to, there it is. Okay, it's the first one. And I'm going to plate my scale a little bit more because I want that gone. All right, I guess that's good. I'm going to save changes. And I probably should go back and do that to this one because I have that little edge there. Maybe I can, nope, can't move it around. Nope, can't do too much. Nope. That's the best it's going to get, and I can save changes. Once there's a cut in your video, you can adjust either or. Now let's see. Now, I don't know if it's going to work, but I'm going to add the castle this time because I'm talking to the king. Let's see. We definitely want to transition, add a transition so it's a little smoother, let's see. That transition wasn't that great. I'm going to click it and maybe make it 3 seconds. Let's see. Let's see if that helps.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the famous snatch. He took his forked sword in hand.
So I'm going to trim it again because now I want to go back to the woods. Highlight both at the same time by holding down my control button. Maybe about there. I'm going to get rid of this and fade back into the woods. Maybe till about here it looks like. See if I can do a little transition. Okay, let's see how that's going. Here we go. I'm saying okay there. I'm not sure I can cut that out. We'll figure that out.
Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the famous snatch. He took his forked sword in hand. Long time the mouse.
That's not too bad.
So he rested by a tum-tum tree and stood a while apart. And in of the study stood the Jabberwock, with eyes that flame, came burbling through the turgid wood, and burbled as he came. One, two, the poor old blue. And with his head, he went glumping back.
Okay, now right there, I'm back at the castle. So I'm gonna, right there, again, I'm gonna make sure that box is highlighted, and I'm gonna trim here, have a good transition time. Remember, this is advanced. Delete that out, and now castle back in. He's back at the castle till about, it looks like about there. Let's play.
So saying the Jabberwock, come to my arms, my British boy, Kaloo-Kalay, chortled in his joy.
Perfect. And I'm going to trim both. So I'm going to control button down, highlight both so they're both blue. I'm going to trim. I can get rid of this again. Push play until I need to cut again. Okay, I do my costume change. Looks like right about here. Oh, back up.
Mimsy with tiny toes.
Right there. I highlighted. Yep. Okay. Oh. Right there. Trim. Let me make sure before I delete it, play. Perfect. Take out this section I no longer need. Back this up. And I want the woods again. And I know that I want that to the end. Let's add a transition by highlighting, right click, add transition. You can click on it to make your transition a little longer. I like 2 or 3 seconds. Let's try 2. Play it. I think I need a transition up here as well, it looks like. That looked a little weird. Let's see. And make that 2 seconds as well. Oh, that's better.
And his tiny toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. Oh, mimsy were the berberos and moongrass. By Lewis Carroll.
Oh, and I can trim the end. There we go. We highlight both. Highlight, click Control, highlight again so it's both blue. Play until you want to cut it. So when you're ready to cut, push pause on the space bar. Right there looks good. Make sure I didn't cut off anything. Play it again. Push the space bar. Yeah, I can get rid of this. Now we have the whole thing together. Let's play. And I can add a title. Now, I have no line for a title, so I would have to add the plus. A video line is what I need, so I add a track. Now I can add a title by hitting text. I can pick any one I want. I'm just going to do a basic one right here. Double click it, and you have to hit the little speech bubble if it's not on there already. Customize my message. Jabberwocky by Lewis Carroll. I have to check the spelling, make sure that's right. Saved. Can I move this? Oh, I can. I don't like it above me, so I'm going to move it down here a little bit. I'm also going to change the font color. It looks like it gets a little lost. Maybe a dark green would work. No, it's going to be a little tricky. Oh, that's not bad. All right, save. I don't know how long I want that. Maybe like that. Let's try. Perfect. Here we play it.
Slimy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the burgles, and the moon grass Beware the Jabberwock, my son, the jaws that bite, the claws that catch. Beware the jub bird, and shun the goodness bandersnatch. He took his forked sword in hand. Long time the maxim rode. So he rested by a tum-tum tree and stood a while on by. And in of study stood the Jabberwock, with eyes that flame came burbling through the tangled wood, and burbled as he came. 1, 2, 1, 2, the poor old maiden. And with his head he went glumping back. Hast thou slain the Jabberwock? Come to my arms, my greenish boy. Halloo, Calais! Chortled in his joy. Twas pretty, and the slimy toes did gyre and gimble in the wave. All mimsy were the burgles in the moon grass. Jabberwock by Lewis Carroll.
That was pretty good. I'm going to pause the video. I hope you enjoyed seeing how I put together a green screen. It's a little advanced. A couple of key things is when you need to add a track, a line here, it's called a track. The plus button allows you to do so, video or just audio, music or sound. If you want to add a title, make sure you have a line, a track, go to text and you can add in the title. To adjust the green screen, click your video with green screen, double click it. You can change the scale. If you need to go to the background, you hit the little person, hit the eyedropper and click on the green so it erases the background. And what it does after you erase the background is any layer underneath it then shows up. To add a transition, you right click and add transition, and you can change the transition length by hitting the transition and changing the duration or the type. I always use crossfade, but there's different types. To trim a section, make sure it's highlighted and then scissor, and you can cut out a section. You saw that I cut pieces out in between here when I transitioned from costumes and or backgrounds. If you want to trim both at the same time, hit one, then control, hit another. To push play, just hit the space bar to stop. Hit the space bar again, and you can even add titles at the end. So that's a pretty advanced green screen. I'm actually going to work on one more little tip and trick that I think I can make work. I'll be back. Happy green screening.